cutting people off. 2026 is gonna be my year. But that's the dangerous part, when you believe your own bullshit. This is why resolutions don't make it past February. Your life is not a reflection of your goals. It's a reflection of your standards. A lot of people who are comfortable with the old version of you won't like the new rules. I had effort, but no data. Once we started tracking, everything changed. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Tim Millie back again with another video. If you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to follow me on all platforms at TayXMillie. Today, we got a great one, right? You feel it every year. Everyone's about to lie to themselves again. December hits, people get reflective, emotional, and suddenly everyone's a philosopher. I'm cutting people off. 2026 is gonna be my year. Locked in. I'm on demon time. No, you're not. You're on the same cycle. It's just a different calendar. And you know the funny thing? This video didn't start as a concept. It started with lunch. I was catching up with a childhood friend, someone who's been around since before the channel, before the growth, before any of this. He watches the content and keeps up with what I'm building. So we're chopping it up, right? Talking life and how the year's coming to an end. And I mentioned how it's about that time when people start writing their New Year's resolutions. And before I could even finish my sentence, he says, man, fuck resolutions. He goes on and says, it's not about goals, it's about standards, about being the architect of your own life. And it hit me because the people who actually move different understand this. I know I didn't always. I remember previous Januaries where the time would come around and I'd whip out a fresh notebook, brand new pages, brand new pen, and I'd start writing my resolutions for the year. I'd conjure the craziest goals and frame them like they were already done. I'd say, I'm in the best shape of my life. I make 40K a month. I'm in a fruitful and blossoming relationship. New routines, new focus, a whole new identity, right? But that's the dangerous part, when you believe your own bullshit. Because a month later, same habits, same sleep schedule, same excuses. So let me say something that might piss you off. Fuck your New Year's resolutions. Not because goals are useless, but because most people don't actually live by standards. And without standards, your goals are just creative writing assignments. Here's the real question. What do you do on a random Tuesday when you're tired, stressed, and nobody's watching? Because that's who you really are. Not January 1st you, not motivated after a video you, and not vision board you. It wasn't January 1st that exposed me. It was a random Tuesday. Long day, no energy, nobody checking on me. I never took the time to build a system. I never locked in a schedule for the daily inputs that would move the needle. So training was optional, discipline was optional, and I remember thinking, I'll make it up tomorrow. That sentence right there, that's how most dreams die. Not with failure, with permission. This is why resolutions don't make it past February. January is an emotion. February is reality. And come March, life starts swinging. Work stress, mental fog, emotional weight. And most people don't quit. They just stop enforcing shit. That was me. By February, my foot got a little lighter on the gas pedal. I started forgetting my why. The reason I set out in the first place. I missed one session, skipped one commitment, let one excuse slide. And that's the scary part. You don't notice it's happening until you look up and realize you're back where you started. That's why I don't trust motivation. Motivation disappears the moment life gets comfortable. Goals are emotional. Standards are structural. Goals are what you want, but standards are what you refuse to tolerate. Goals are, I want to work out more. Standards say, I don't miss training unless I'm injured or out of town. A goal says, I want more money. Standards say, I don't waste my time on low return behavior. A goal says, I want more confidence. A standard says, I move like someone who trusts themselves. So realize, your life is not a reflection of your goals. It's a reflection of your standards. And that truth is uncomfortable because it means your results are honest. Standards require identity. You don't try to be disciplined. You decide you're not the type of man who skips commitments. You don't hope to do better. You decide that certain behaviors are beneath you. And that decision can cost you. When I raised my standards, I didn't just lose bad habits. I lost people. Even some of my closest friends, I'm blessed I didn't lose them completely. But the time spent together, the frequency changed. A lot of people who are comfortable with the old version of you won't like the new rules. But that's when you know the change is real, because standards don't just upgrade your life, they filter it. And that's why who you're around matters. Friends, and especially a partner who understand your ambition. People who can give you grace in seasons where you need distance and focus. That level of understanding can make all the difference. If you want 2026 to actually be different, listen carefully. You don't need another quote, another podcast, or another emotional speech to yourself. You need systems. Systems remove decision-making. Systems remove excuses. Systems expose bullshit. Systems don't care how you feel. They just show you who you really are. And here's where most people still miss it. They focus on the outcome, but they never define the inputs. Everybody know what they want, but almost nobody knows what actually moves the needle. If your goal is fitness, the inputs aren't motivation. They're training sessions per week, steps per day, calories consumed, sleep hours. If your goal is money, the inputs aren't affirmations. The daily output, skills practiced, reps taken, conversations had. And once you define the inputs, did I just throw up crip? What the fuck? And once you define the inputs, you track them. Because what doesn't get measured doesn't get done. Tracking removes emotion. It removes excuses. It turns hope into data. I learned this the hard way in the gym. There was a stretch where I was consistent, like really consistent, showing up, training hard, and before I knew it, weeks turned into months. And I kept asking myself why nothing was changing. The scale wasn't moving, and my strength felt like it plateaued. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing everything right. I thought my diet was consistent. I stayed away from unhealthy stuff. Then I got with my mentor and coach. First call was real simple. He asked, "Are you tracking what you're eating?" That question caught me off guard. And then he followed with, "Are you tracking your lifts?" And I felt goofy because the answer was no. I had effort, but no data. I wasn't seeing progress because I wasn't tracking my inputs. Once we started tracking, everything changed. Not because I worked harder, but because I worked honestly. Once I built systems, I stopped negotiating with myself. I didn't wake up motivated, I woke up committed. You're lying to me. Fucking camera overheated. Holy shit. Once I built systems, I stopped negotiating with myself. I didn't wake up motivated, I woke up committed because the numbers showed me everything I needed to know. And here's the truth that most people avoid. Most people don't want change. They want the aesthetic. They want the caption, the before and after fantasy. They want the respect without the sacrifice. The real change is boring, repetitive, unsexy. It's doing the same thing on days when nobody claps. And that's why standards scare people, because standards force accountability. You can lie about goals. You can't lie about standards. So here's my challenge to you. For a second, forget the big resolution. Pick one thing you say you care about going into 2026, whether that be fitness, money, peace, discipline. Now ask yourself, what are the inputs that actually move the needle? Not feelings, not motivation, the real boring stuff. And track them every day. No emotions, no stories. Because what doesn't get measured doesn't get done. Do that for 30 days and you'll learn more about yourself than any resolution ever could. So don't set resolutions, set standards. Ask yourself, what do I no longer tolerate from myself? What does my baseline behavior look like now? What am I willing to enforce when motivation inevitably disappears? Because 2026 isn't about becoming someone new. It's about finally acting like who you said you were. No hype, no speeches, no promises. Just structure, reps, accountability, self-respect. That's the energy. Fuck your resolutions. Build standards, systems, and let the results speak. All right? Happy New Year. Later.